Good morning, all my sweet friends, pals, and confidants. It's Monday morning. Monday. We have a whole week ahead of us with lots to do this week. I did just schedule a massage for Friday. I can hardly wait. I got a 2-hour massage and a facial. So they saved up my points from Hand and Stone. So there's that. I'm excited about that. It is so beautiful outside. You gotta look. Is that not the most gorgeous sky? Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful. Oh, sorry. It is in the 70s. It was 72 when I took my puppy out earlier for his walk. Our low today was 65. It's gonna get up to 76, which, oh my goodness, it can't be more perfect than that. I do have to work this afternoon at the Women's Center, so no bike ride. Maybe this evening, I'm not sure, because my husband had mentioned something about having dinner with his daughter. And if that happens, then we may not have time for a bike ride. I say bike ride. I really am just riding because I got a new electric tricycle. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I get to spend time with my husband. He's been wanting this for over a year for me to go on bike rides with him. But I have very bad arthritis and I have no padding in my derriere. And so bike riding is not comfortable for me. You know, pedaling and riding and going back and forth on that little seat, it's not comfortable. My new bike has a wide seat, which I really don't need anymore, but I have it, and it has a little back on it. It was a little jarring on my back. Honestly, I do have a bad back. 40 years of being an RN comes with the territory, but surprisingly enough, my back did not hurt after the bike ride. I fully expected to wake up with a sore back the next day, but nope. I have severe stenosis and some bulging and herniated discs. It just, I just live with it. I'm not doing anything with it. As a former nurse case manager with workers' comp, I saw too many people that mess with their backs, and I don't know if it was just workers' comp and people trying to get what they can get, but almost all of them were not better after the doctors mess with their back. So I don't mess with my back. Sorry. I even have a friend that's a chiropractor. I'm just not messing with my back. I'll suffer through what I got to suffer through. I just don't want to make it worse. It's bad enough. I'm not making it worse, so I ain't messing with my back. That being said, I also burn very easily. My Scotch, Irish, French heritage leads me to burn very fast, very easily. I don't like the idea of skin cancer, so I've never been a sun person. Never. If we go to the beach, I'm covered and I'm slathered. I would really prefer to go in the evenings, and here in Florida, even the evening sun can give you a little bit of a burn, a little too much UV rays, but I deal with it. So we're gonna get right into this because I have a lot to do. I'm doing laundry right now, and I have to have, it's late. I have to have brunch. We went last night, we went to Jacksonville to Revival 250, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. Tony Evans was there. That man is perpetually young. He is perpetually young. There was a lady there who is the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She was a beautiful, sweet lady. She advocates for the unborn. and that's her platform. And Jonathan Cahn was there. He brought it up. Oh, and the pastor of the Church of 1122, Joby Martin, was there. There were a lot of people there. They all had like 15 minutes to speak, although they gave Tony Evans and Jonathan Cahn a little more time because they really are big names. Not that Joby's not a big name, he is, but more locally, the Southeast United States than the rest of the world. But I have no doubt that he will be as big as Tony Evans one day. So I love Tony Evans. I love, love, love his daughter, Priscilla Shirer. She is one of my favorite Bible teachers. I love doing her Bible studies. Okay, so that was awesome. And then afterwards, my husband and I and our friend Miriam went to Miller's Ale House because they are open late. And I had prime rib. I hadn't had a good prime rib in a long time, and it was really good. So obviously I can't eat even the small prime rib. I can't eat the whole thing anymore. So it's right there in my refrigerator, and I'm gonna cut it up and chop up some onions and fry it up in a pan with a little butter and garlic and maybe an egg, steak and eggs. I don't know. Probably not. I probably won't do that. Time is a thing this morning because I do have to leave to go to the Women's Center this afternoon. I still have to shower and get dressed and, the whole thing. And I still haven't mopped my floors yet. I may not do that today. I may wait and put that on tomorrow's list. We'll see. Tomorrow, I need to go to my daughter's school. I haven't been in several weeks, so I need to call her and find out if tomorrow is the best day. We're getting towards the end of the school year. So if there's something special that's going on, Wednesday or Thursday, then maybe I'll go then instead. But I got to call and talk to her and decide that. So just yapping, I've already gone through 7 minutes. So I'm going to get started right in here because I wanted to read at least 2 chapters, possibly 3. So we're definitely going to read chapters 8 and 9 of Job, possibly 8, 9, and 10. Depends on how my mouth feels by the time I get there. I need my coffee. I did put some espresso in it this morning. I bought some espresso. When did I go to the store? I rode my bike to the store. Or I drove my bike to the store one day last week and I got some espresso. When was that? Did I do that Thursday? Wednesday? I don't remember. Anyway, here we go. Bildad, his second friend. There were 3 of them, remember? I think there were 3. Let me double check here. Yep, 3 friends. They were Bildad, Eliphaz the Temanite, which we already heard from him, Bildad the Shuhite, which we're going to hear from now, and Zophar the Naamathite. How can 3 friends be so different? It's not the United States. We're the country that's so diversified, but I guess back then they were a little diversified themselves. I guess that was not long after the Tower of Babel. By the way, Job, we know, is the oldest book in the Bible. So that's pretty cool to know. Okay. Bildad's first response to Job. There's more. There is more. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied to Job, "How long will you go on like this? You sound like a blustering wind. Does God twist justice? Now, everything that they're saying is true, but they're blaming Job for his circumstances. And we know, because we got to see what happened in heaven, it's not Job's fault that this is happening to him. He did nothing wrong. He was a godly, God-loving, God-honoring man. So Job did nothing wrong to deserve the things that are happening to him. Just as a lot of times bad things happen to us, and it's not because we did anything wrong. It's because maybe God wants to allow it so that he can teach us something, so that we can be a blessing to someone else, so that maybe our egos can be taken down a peg. I don't know. I don't know why bad things happen to good people. I don't know. That's something you can ask God when you get to heaven. God, why did you allow this? And I have no doubt that he will let you know why he did or allowed what he did. And then you will say, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to go through that time of trial. Because in the end, if we stick close to God, it will glorify God. So here we go. Does God twist justice? Does the Almighty twist what is right? Your children must have sinned against him. We don't know that. So their punishment was well deserved. What? An arrogant... Ugh. But if you pray to God and seek the favor of the Almighty, and if you are pure and live with integrity, he will surely rise up and restore your happy home. And though you started with little, you will end up with much. Just ask the previous generation. Pay attention to the experience of our ancestors. For you were born but yesterday and know nothing. Our days on earth are as fleeting as a shadow. True. But those who came before us will teach you. They will teach you the wisdom of old. Can papyrus reeds grow tall without a marsh? Can marsh grass flourish without water? While they are still flowering, not ready to be cut, they begin to wither more quickly than grass. The same happens to all who forget God. The hopes of the godless evaporate. Their confidence hangs by a thread. They are leaning on a spider's web. They cling to their home for security, but it won't last. They try to hold it tight, but it will not endure. The godless seem like a lush plant growing in the sunshine, its branches spreading across the garden, its roots growing down through a pile of stones. It takes hold on a bed of rocks, but when it is uprooted, it is as though it never existed. That's the end of its life, and others spring up from the earth to replace it. But look, God will not reject a person of integrity, nor will he lend a hand to the wicked. He will once again fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. Those who hate you will be clothed with shame, and the home of the wicked will be destroyed. Now we're going on to chapter 9, and this is Job responding to his friend. Yes, I know all this is true in principle, but how can a person be declared innocent in God's sight? If someone wanted to take God to court, would it be possible to answer him with even once in 1,000 times? For God is so wise and so mighty. Who has ever challenged him successfully? Without warning, he moves the mountains, overturns them in his anger. He shakes the earth from its place, and its foundations tremble. If he commands it, the sun won't rise and the stars won't shine. He alone has spread out the heavens and marches on the waves of the sea. He made all the stars, the Bear, the Orion, the Pleiades, and the constellations of the southern sky. He does great things, too marvelous to understand. We can't understand it. It's, like he said, too marvelous, beyond our comprehension. He performs countless miracles. Yet when he comes near, I cannot see him. When he moves by, I do not see him go. If he snatches someone in death, who can stop him? Who dares to ask, what are you doing? And God does not restrain his anger. Even the monsters of the sea are crushed beneath his feet. So who am I that I should try to answer God or even reason with him? Even if I were right, I would have no defense. Could only plead for mercy. And even if I summoned him and he responded, I'm not sure he would listen to me, for he attacks me with a storm and repeatedly wounds me without cause. He will not let me catch my breath, but fills me instead with bitter sorrows. If it is a question of strength, he's the strong one. If it's a matter of justice, who dares to summon him to court? Though I am innocent, my own mouth would pronounce me guilty. Though I am blameless, it would prove me wicked. I am innocent, but it makes no difference to me. I despise my life. Innocent or wicked, it is the same to God. That's why I say he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. When a plague sweeps through, he laughs at the death of the innocent. I don't know about that. The whole earth is in his hands, is in the hands of the wicked, and God blinds the eyes of the judges. If he's not the one who does it, who is? My life passes more swiftly than a runner. It flees away without a glimpse of happiness. It disappears like a swift papyrus boat, like an eagle swooping down on his prey. If I decide to forget my complaints, to put away my sad face and be cheerful, I would still dread all the pain, for I know you will not find me innocent, O God. Whatever happens, I will be found guilty, so what's the use of trying? Even if I were to wash myself with soap and clean my hands with lye, you would plunge me into a muddy ditch, and my own filthy clothing would hate me. He's really feeling sorry for himself, but he's not blaming God. I love Job for that. God is not a mortal like me, so I cannot argue with him or take him to trial. If only there were a mediator between us, someone who would bring us together. We have that now. The mediator would make God stop beating me, and I would no longer live in terror of his punishment. Then I would speak to him without fear, but I cannot do that in my own strength. I'm going to go ahead and read chapter 10. I am disgusted with my life. Let me complain freely. My bitter soul must complain. I will say to God, don't simply condemn me. Tell me the charge you are bringing against me. What do you gain by oppressing me? Why do you reject me, the work of your own hands, while smiling on the schemes of the wicked? Are your eyes like those of a human? Do you see things only as people see them? Is your lifetime only as long as ours? Is your life so short that you would quickly probe for my guilt and search for my sin? Although you know I am not guilty, no one can rescue me from your hands. You formed me with your hands. You made me. Yet now you completely destroy me. Remember that you made me from dust. You will return me back to dust so soon? You guide my conception. You formed me in the womb. You clothed me with skin and flesh, and you knit my bones and sinews together. You gave me life and showed me your unfailing love. My life was preserved by your care. Yet your real motive, your true intent, was to watch me, and if I sinned, you would not forgive my guilt. Job's got it wrong. I am guilty, too bad for me. And even if I am innocent, I can't hold my head high because I am filled with shame and misery. And if I hold my head high, you hunt me like a lion and display your awesome power against me. Again and again, you witness against me. You pour out your growing hunger on me. and bring fresh armies against me. Why then did you deliver me from my mother's womb? Why didn't you let me die at birth? It would be as though I had never existed, going directly from the womb to the grave. I only have a few days left, so leave me alone, that I may have a moment of comfort before I leave, never to return, for the land of darkness and utter gloom. It is a land as dark as midnight, a land of gloom and confusion, where even the light is dark as midnight. He's pretty depressed, and we see that, and God allowed that. But we are going to see where God does restore Job. And it doesn't come for a while. His friends are going to beat down on him for quite a few chapters. So we finished 8, 9, and 10. And tomorrow, if I don't go to my daughter's school in the morning, tomorrow we'll pick up on chapter 11. If I do go to her school, I probably won't do a video tomorrow. I'll probably wait till Wednesday, but we'll see. I have to talk to my daughter first. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Be a blessing to someone. Show God's love. Be his hands and feet. I love y'all. Bye.